All right, guys, welcome back to another episode of AHC Garage, and we're trying to get this car done. We're in the home stretch. The plan for this video is to get the interior together, which really shouldn't be that big of a deal. We got carpet to put in, seats to put in, dashboard, and some wiring to do. But as you guys have seen on our previous video, we got her started. Getting the car started was a huge step, but part of starting a car, especially a new build from the ground up, is check to see if anything's messed up. And lo and behold, something's messed up. And we're going to be trying to address that right now. Time's running out. Just really got to figure this out. The one thing that I have taken for granted on this car and didn't really address is the actual supercharger itself. Because I saw the rotors, they looked like they were good. They saw the Teflon coating on it. I saw someone mention in the comments that you shouldn't spray brake cleaner in there because it could take the coating off. So I guess we're going to see that because the supercharger's leaking oil. I did do an oil change on it before we installed it, which was good because it didn't have any oil in it. And all the bolts were kind of loose. I should have taken it apart and resealed it. It's leaking where the gears come together. And I'm going to attempt to take it off, which I haven't done with it fully installed yet, and then try and reseal it. I read online through a bunch of forums that pretty simple ways in order to seal it. So we're going to give it a shot. And, you know, in full transparency, this is not something I really wanted to deal with. And with the amount that it's leaking, it would not be very responsible to drive it like that because it's just going to blow up. So this is where I want it to fail, right here, right now, before I'm on a road trip or have some completely super expensive breakdown. Right now, it should only cost us some Honda bonded time. So I guess we're going to be showing you guys how to pull a supercharger off of a B-Series motor. I don't have any experience with it. We installed it quite some time ago. So I guess you guys are going to learn with us how to remove this thing and fix it. All right, so what we have going on here is if you go ahead and take a look up at the supercharger, you can see the oil coming off of it. Our engine oil, which you can see a little bit on the oil pan, is red because we actually cranked this motor without the oil filter. Not starting it, but just primed it, and the oil filter shot out a little bit of our red AMS oil, break-in oil. So we know it's not oil. We know it's from the engine. We know it's not coolant. Because if you look at it, it's coming right off the supercharger, and it's supercharger oil. We just put this in, and it's leaking pretty significantly. It even left some drops on the floor. So if you can see in here, it's extremely tight. We have our lower support bracket that we're going to have to remove off the supercharger. The good thing is the supercharger is not on any studs. So it should be able to slide out without going down too far. You could see that the alternator is like right there, and our engine bracket and hoses are all right there. So we're going to see if we can take this apart without actually opening up the cooling system, which is already bled and full of coolant. We're going to learn a little bit on this, and I guess I'm going to have practice taking the supercharger belts on and off. So I think that's our first step, is going to be taking off the supercharger belt. Then we're going to get the strut bar out the way. We have to get the fuel rail off to gain access to the mounting bolts and plugs that are there. Take our throttle body off, and altogether just get everything ready to remove the supercharger. It should come out the passenger side by the transmission. Let's start getting at it because we're running out of time. So the first thing we're going to take off is this beautiful Jay's Racing strut bar that I installed after work one day over here. Pretty cool piece. Haven't really seen a whole lot of them. I don't really think it's any different than any other strut bar around here. But that's the first step here. We're going to pull this thing off, and that should give us access. We're going to have to remove all the cooling hoses, the fuel system, throttle body, intake, supercharger belts, and then we should have access to everything. Saw that coming, huh? There's the brass spacers I made for the fuel rail. Those are fitting nice. I think the injectors are gonna have to come out as well. These are plugs into the manifold here, and what that does is that caps it off because you have two bolts like this deep down inside the manifold. It's very easy to drop the bolt down inside the manifold. A friend of ours made a little kit for it. I had mentioned it before. He also made the map sensor adapter. So I think we're going to see if we can't get that to work in order to get this thing all together. So it's very hard to see, but if you look straight down there, you can see the Allens that we need to access. When they designed this supercharger, they designed it to be super inconvenient to remove, which is why I'm so excited that we're doing this. Woo! Last bolt. Whew. She's out. We have the supercharger off. You guys can get a little bit better look at what we got going on here. This is the Jackson Racing supercharger. This is the GripTech LHT pulley, 3.70 here inches, and this is also the LHT billet S tube, a specially designed inlet for maximum power and proper mounting of the throttle body. So what we're going to be doing next is probably draining the oil from here, then removing the bolts that hold it together, and cracking this bad boy apart to see what's going on inside. Is that bracket well made for me? It came out nice. Oh! There we go. Oh, look, there was no sealant on it. Pretty cool. We have the supercharger all resealed. I am transferring the AC Delco supercharger oil. This came straight from the Chevy dealership into this bottle here because it has a nipple on it that's going to make it easier for us to fill. So once we get this into this bottle, then we'll go ahead and work on filling the supercharger till it overflows. All right, so we're going to fill this till it overflows. It took 8 ounces.
Wow.
All right, so time for us to stick this back in its home under there. We're going to get it down in there. Then we're going to apply the Honda Bond as a seal, which is on this mounting surface from the supercharger to the manifold. But for now, so we don't make a huge mess, we're going to try and squeeze this thing in there, then apply the Honda Bond. Mike, don't mess up.
It's going to be hard, buddy.
Hard to mess up or hard to put in?
Both.
Oh.
She's tight. Okay, I think we...
A little more. Might have to...
So...
There.
Yeah, so like right there, we can apply the Honda Bond.
Yeah, perfect.
Boom, right there.
Boom. So now we just put the silicone on the plug bolts and we're going to tighten that up and this will be all done. I have a couple more things on here that I want to tighten up as well, put Honda Bond on, which is this plug and this plug over here. I couldn't find an actual pipe plug, so I had to find set screws that fit the threads. All right, so we're tightening up our last bolt on the fuel rail. We're going to go ahead and start putting the throttle body back on, the supercharger belt, the cooler, and whatever other junk we still got to hook up. On the bottom, we still have the support rod at the bottom to reattach. So we still got quite a bit left to do, but we should have this all wrapped up pretty quickly. So as I'm hooking up these last couple fittings here, you can see where I made the change on this, and I got this 180-degree fitting, and that allowed me to save that big loop that I had going around the brake master cylinder. So this is the first time fitting it, and we'll see how all the lines line up and how everything works out with this. But already I think it looks a lot cleaner. We went ahead and double checked everything, cleaned everything up, all of our old oil leak that was leaking from the supercharger. And I think we're pretty ready to start this up. Here's something else I put on. It is a Blocks adjustable 2.5-inch test pipe, and that filled the gap from my exhaust to my header pretty good. We used factory spring bolts over here, and that's it. This worked out pretty nice. This I will probably get welded in or have a flex pipe put in this area here to save the header from cracking and take stress off of it as well, which is always a really good thing. The donut acts as a flex, but an actual turbo flex or a flex pipe right here is going to be perfect for us. So now we're going to start it up and we get to see what it sounds like with the exhaust. We can actually hear the motor now without it being open header. Yeah, a little exhaust leak here. As you saw, we got the supercharger situation settled. Internally, I think we're pretty good. If not, hopefully within our testing, it'll let us know if we have any other issues with the supercharger, but we got it up to temperature and it's not leaking. Everything's 100% back together and we're pretty much settled under here. We have a couple little wiring things left to do with the headlights and with the water pump. We wired it in, we put a relay and fuse over here. We just got to set the trigger wire up on it and that water pump will turn on when the car runs. Now that being said, we're moving back to the interior and we have a couple of things from JDI to help us with that. First off, we have their fuel pump or main relay replacement. This thing's pretty cool. The idea behind it is this plugs and plays into where the factory fuel pump would plug in, and it uses this style relay instead of the one that the car comes with. This is easier to fix and it's a little bit more dependable than the factory relay. It also comes in with this. This, as you can see right here, there's a splice on the ground, and this is a kill switch with lots. You could put this in the back of the car and put the switch somewhere, and what it does is it just breaks the circuit on the ground so your fuel pump won't turn on. So you could really run this anywhere, just a little extra added security, and it helps resolve some of the issues that you have with the factory main relay. That's going to help us out right now. And when we get the interior a little bit farther together, we have one of their best products is the Ghost Box. Ghost Box is a pretty neat thing. What it basically is a amplified Bluetooth unit that goes in and plugs into your harness, and this is now your radio. You control everything having to do with the radio through your phone. You hook up via Bluetooth to this. This is also amplified. You can run an amp off of it, and it's amplified for your door speakers. It has RCAs out on the back here, and everything on this is plug and play, super easy. I do have another system to use, like Apple CarPlay, but at first what I really think I want to do is I found a new old stock cassette deck that's specific to this car when it was new. It's optional for the CD changer, so it's kind of a neat piece. I want to power that up, not that it actually puts audio through, but maybe the clock will be on and it's lit up, and then I'll run my audio through this and probably use my phone in a mount for my navigation or Apple CarPlay, if you will, and then we'll all run through this unit. These are a couple things that JDI sent over to us. We've been working with them a lot over the years, and these are two of the things that I really wanted to make sure we have on the car, and they made sure that we had it on the car as much. They overnighted to us so that we could get it installed here right away. All right, so installation on this thing is extremely hard. If you can see, here's our factory main relay. Push the little button on her. Woo! Take it out. Take your new main relay. like so. Plug it in. And my really fancy ignition switch here. You can hear it fired right up. And we're running. So at this moment, our plan is to just leave it here without the kill switch. And once we have the interior pretty much back together, then I'll find a place to run this kill switch. Most likely off camera, so y'all don't know where my kill switch is. Don't come try and take my car. But that's the plan for this. That should go 1, 2, 3 as well. All right, so we're getting everything ready to install the carpet. First thing I'm going to do is run some taps through the seat mounting holes so that we don't run into any issues when we go to install the seat rails. Pretty important step. All the holes are full of bed liner, and Honda bolt holes are pretty notorious for getting messed up after people taking seats in and out. And this car was not used softly. She's been around the block a few times. Whew. All right, so now we got everything pretty much cleaned up. We're going to use the vacuum cleaner and get this trash out of here and get it ready for the carpet to go down. All right, so we're starting to fit the carpet. We have a new OEM armrest that we're going to install. I bought this some time back. It's got everything in it. Looks like a couple cassette holders in the back and a little cup holder.
Ashtray.
Ashtray. I mean, you know, it was a different time in the early 90s. But I have this. We're going to use this. Also, we have to mount this bracket. But we want to get this stuff in place because we need to know where we're going to trim the carpet so that everything fits nice and we don't have big ugly gaps. We don't have to do it perfectly, but we have to do it as best we can, and that's what we're going to try and do right now. Let's see, it sits up just a hair back there, huh? Mm-hmm. So the carpet goes underneath it. We roughly got the carpet fit. This carpet is aftermarket, and you got to put some effort into getting it to fit. This probably fits like 4 or 5 different kinds of cars. So we were able to get the center tunnel here pretty lined up. This is roughly how it's going to look. We have a new armrest, the factory shifter right here, and then the aftermarket, or I should say the optional center console, which that's going to come right around this area. And so far I think we have a lot more trimming to do. This already took 2.5 hours for us to just get it the way it is. There's a lot of extra slack in the middle. I know the Integra tunnel, which this probably fits the same, is a lot wider in the middle. So we had to take up some of the slack so it doesn't look so bulky. Still going to take a lot of cutting. We got to cut the trunk and fuel door in. We got to cut the center console by the front of the dashboard in. There's still quite a bit to do, but I can already see it starting to look a lot nicer. And as Mike said, it's a lot more comfortable to sit inside the car when you're sitting on carpet. So that's for real. I'm not even lying. Very good looking. We're getting the carpet sorted. We got it trimmed in really nice. Still getting things done. A lot of this extra carpet in the middle is going to be covered by the center console, so you won't see these ugly cuts. I'm trying to do something kind of nice. We got these button snaps. I've been putting this in. We still have some more trimming to do. As you can see here, we have this MDP billet cover. I've put a little harness on here going into it. That came out really pretty as well. We have the ignition switch all set up. We got a new one off Rock Auto. Even before someone eliminated the beep, 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 but I put that back in.
What is it again?
It's a beep, 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 beep. It's actually Morse code for the letter H. Honda nerd stuff here. And everything's working real well. Car cranks right up. Up and running. Very nice. We have tested the AC with the climate control without the dash in. Everything's working. All of our motors, blower motor speeds, everything there is working good. We also got, let's see, one more. We got the power windows working. You know, not your typical VX. And the power locks are working as well. So, that being said, we're definitely making some progress. Look at that, man. How many VX hatchbacks have that? Not many. So we got all that squared away. Next thing we're doing is the dash. And there's a little situation with that, so we'll show you what happened there. This car being a 92 VX means a couple things. First thing it means is it has no body side moldings, which was important to me, especially since this car has EX doors on it from the previous owner. So we had Adam Bodie, Bodie Vision, fill those in when he was doing all of the metal work on the car. The other thing is the dashboard has no airbag. But look at my dashboard. Oh man, what happened to it? Well, somebody came in on their day off to work on their blue car right here and accidentally bumped it, and it fell down on the ground and shattered into a million pieces. It's not his fault. I mean, well, it is his fault, but he didn't mean to do it. But that makes it all better, right? Well, that being said, that's an important part to me. I'm gonna have to search and find a new dashboard. Maybe if we can't find one in black, we will do it and paint it. That's something that's pretty easy to do too. This was a backup dashboard that I got from my buddy Kenny. And it is a 94 dash, so it is an SRS. And I'm gonna have this ugly part here that drives me crazy, but for the time being, it's gonna work for us. I went ahead and just took out and swapped this bezel here because the other one, let me show you. Someone decided to put a gauge in it right here, so I didn't want to have that. This one's already really delicate, so we're going to take our time right now and swap the harness from this dash over to this one, get this cleaned up, and put it in the car so we don't have to worry about anyone knocking it on the ground and destroying it. I may have cried a little bit when that happened. So that's the plan for today, so let's get to it. All right, so we put in the cover, but we removed the airbag from it. That way we cut out this big hefty thing from exploding out of the dashboard. So now the car is completely unsafe. We've eliminated all of the safety stuff from the car, and we're putting our own safety stuff in. Just no airbags. Who the heck wants that? There. There we go. Looking nice. I got you.
Take it off the shifter. First, over, up. All right.
Ooh, I think we're right there, Mike. Let's start putting some of these goodies in here. Maybe bolt it in. Yep, that's the way.
look out there, look.
It's almost a car if you close your eyes and squint real hard.
Oh, it looks nice here, John.
It's coming together.
So this is an optional accessory console?
I believe it's an optional accessory. I don't know if it's a JDM console or just an optional console. But it's definitely got a cassette tape holder in it.
Oh yeah, good old days, huh?
Not like a good smoking VTEC, you know what I mean?
A little smoky. I'll put that steering wheel on here. It's just a temporary one. Yeah, not bad.
So, the original plan for the seats in the car was a brand new set of SR4 DC5 Type R seats that I purchased a long time ago. Recently, my good buddy Danny hooked me up with a really good price on this Recaro Pro FI SPG XL. XL is for the fat Americans, just like me. I can fit in this seat. So I was able to get it to work. Got the seat here. I already had these Bride low rails. I just had to modify them just a little bit in order to get these Cantrell brackets to fit this, but it works pretty good and it sits it decently low, and I think we're about ready to get it in the car.
Say that race car driver.
I say, let's go. Let's see. So, me and Mike were in here adjusting the seat. With being a bigger seat, we have some other issues that we had to take into account, like the height to the cage, and it clears the whole cage except for where it curves down on the side here. So this is about as far back as I can go, because if I go back here, oh no, I got one more, right?
Oh yeah,
yeah.
One more.
Yeah, one more. We changed the angle of the seat over here so that we got more clearance back here. I think this is a pretty decent driving position. I have good travel on all my pedals, everything like that. You know, I can go over here, slam some gears around. Sorry, I didn't use the clutch. And the other good thing is we got the AC system hooked up here, so we can. We got our recirculate. We're gonna shut the compressor off right now. We got our mode motor. Everything is moving around the way it's supposed to. Defroster.
Stuff's like flying out, John.
Yeah, I mean, I'm probably disturbing the spiders that have been living inside my dashboard. But so far, so good. Everything is working the way it's supposed to. And we just gotta keep putting more stuff together. Part I ordered for this hole in the firewall just came in, so we're going to go ahead and slap this on before we do too much more in there. It's from Downstar. I got it in the black option instead of the polished one to kind of go with some of my black aluminum look here on all the fittings. So what we did is on the inside piece, I put some EPT tape to kind of seal it some. So I'm going to squeeze myself underneath the dashboard with that beautiful bucket seat that we just installed to make it a little bit harder, and get this in place while Mike puts the screws in from the front. We went ahead and repaired the speaker harness portion of this. That wasn't looking so very good. And so this is for the radio plug. That should come out real nice. I believe this is for our clock. Clips into place right there. We have some more pieces to the harness right around here. Let's see, I believe these two will be the hazard button. We got clock, we got hazard button, and then we got something else. So we're still figuring this out completely where everything goes. Unfortunately, we don't have a blueprint because we took this apart a few years ago. So a little trial and error is what it might be. We got 2. And this one goes right into the fuse box. 3. Time to install the cluster. We're going to use a EX cluster here, so it has a 9K rev on it. I'll be hunting for something a little different. I had a SIR, but the tachometer is not working on it. But for now, this will work, and let's go ahead and put it in. Okay. There we go. Not bad. Not bad. Coming together. Let's put the ghost box in here now for the radio. And then I have a block off plate that will go right in here. We'll install the center console. And next up will be the passenger seat. All right, so what we have here is the ghost box. And basically what it is it is a amplified Bluetooth head unit. And what you do, it's super simple. This is the adapter harness. We just found out through a little bit of panic that this car has an EK radio plug on it. And the kit that I got had an EG plug. But luckily I had the EK adapter for it. So it's super simple. Plugs in like so. Then it plugs in like that. All right, so we got the ghost box in there on some Velcro. Good to go. And now we're going to put our block off on. If I can figure out how to do it. Hopefully this is... Oh, here it goes. It goes this way. Boom. There we go. Who needs a radio anyways? There.
Damn, John, you're in a pretty nice position.
I'm not feeling so good, Mike. Oh, look what's in there. The factory tire size. 175/17/13. Now we gotta spread it a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
That's the most expensive, beat up, crappy looking shift knob that there is. Mugen formula. Not bad. I'm digging it. I feel like Jackie Chan in that one movie where he's... You know what I'm talking about? Bah! High speed reverse. Woo! All right, so you saw the driver's seat. This is the passenger seat. It's a pretty much brand new SR4 DC5 Type R seat. Black suede with the red stitching, the white Recaro Alcantara here, the jersey material on the inside. Everything has been completely, I mean, I don't know. I believe it's refurbished, but it is all brand new. Bolsters are new. The only thing that is old is some of the hardware, but it is in beautiful shape. I have 2 of these. This was the initial plan for the car, but when I came up on the bucket, that's where I went with that. But this is still going in the passenger seat. We have that fit with a Bride low rail that's designed for the car. And we're going to go ahead, mount the rail to the seat, and get the seat in the car. So we have, I think that already is the spacer that will clear the seatbelt bucket piece right there. So we'll just get some nice bolts that will go into here. We'll believe it's a 10mm, bolt it to the rail, and we're good to go.
Looking good, John.
Not bad at all. Let's see. Oh yeah.
I think these could be a little bit more comfortable for you.
Yeah, you know what? These have a little less. This has less bolster.
Yeah.
Oh. Oh yeah. Yeah, this is nice.
That's my seat over there.
It is your seat.
Yeah. Yep.
You and Lindsay, my beautiful lady, could argue over it.
Nice and narrow for us. And the big boy sit on this side.
That's right, big boy. He takes the control. Man, this is nice. And this is really nice.
Man, this thing really coming together.
Oh.
And look how far it's come. Look at this thing here.
Couldn't believe it. It's unbelievable. These 10-foot long screws. All right, guys. One of the last pieces of the interior is here. Bye-bye 90s wood grain. Hello 90s Mugen steering wheel. So you guys saw everything that we did here. We got the interior almost 90% done. I have a few more things to clean up, some more things to fix, a couple more parts to buy. I misplaced the dash vent. I got to get my gauges mounted up, but for the most part, we're pretty good. I think in our next video, you'll be seeing this thing on the dyno. We have a couple more things to make perfect before we make the trip over there, but we're soon to see how much power this thing's going to make and start putting miles on it, because we got to have this thing ready to get beat on in the mountains and get it dragging ready. But for this video, that's going to wrap it up for us. Be sure to check us out on the next one. We get to see this thing smoking some tires and making some power. Thanks, guys. Catch you on the next one.